Hi guys, I'm Nicole and welcome back to my channel. So before I get into the video, as you can see, it's going to be about my year living in Scotland, which is all true. As you can see in my last video, I reviewed two things. I reviewed the coronavirus and scammers. I think those are really important subjects to talk about. So I think I'm going to make that kind of a regular thing now. So whenever I do a video, I'm going to find something to talk about, review a bit, and just hope for when, if it happens to you, you can take my advice and make it not happen, basically. So there is one more thing that I would like to give an update about the coronavirus. I know you can see all this update in the news, on your TV and stuff, but I just thought maybe I should share it on here anyway because I talked about it. There is another thing that I'm going to do a review about as well. So just before I do that, the coronavirus has... Okay, I've actually written everything down, what I'm going to review, so I don't forget what I'm going to talk about. So I have seen that Italy is now on a lockdown, which means they have closed loads of like things, like shops, stuff like that. They've closed cinemas, pools, schools, and the death rate has risen up from 233 to 366. So yeah, that's not really good. And I've also heard that people are going really wild on shopping for food and stuff. They're going to supermarkets, wherever they get their food, and they're buying loads and loads of stuff. And whenever you go to the shops, you're gonna see empty stores with hardly anything to buy for yourselves. I think they're going a bit out of hand. I think that needs something to be dealt with now, because it's just not fair on other people who need to go and buy food for them as well. I just think they're being greedy. Yeah, they are panicking, but I don't think they should be panicking that too much. I do get the point of view, but maybe they should not get it all in the one day, maybe like a few days. And I know it's a scary virus that's going about, but I mean, I'm scared myself, to be honest. Like, it's not even came here yet, I don't think, but there is cases here that is active, but we haven't heard anyone that's got tested positive here yet. So fingers crossed, but no, that's not gonna happen. I know someone will get tested positive here, so I just wanted to point that out there. I think I also have some more information. Let me just go back. Okay, so it looks like I don't have any more information about the coronavirus, but as you know, you all know about the coronavirus. You can search it all up if you know the Simpsons and stuff like that. So anyway, so the next thing that I wanted to review about, now, as you see in my last video, I talked about scammers and the reason why I talked about scammers. Now, I'm going to talk about today is hackers. Now, I have had a hacker many years ago, probably when I was about 7. I'm now 19. my Facebook account got hacked, and then I had to make a new Facebook, which I wasn't too happy about because I had all my pictures on there, and I was pretty upset at the time because obviously I was 7. Actually, I think I was 10. And I know you're meant to have an age limit, but you can actually change the year, so it's a good age. I think everyone knows that. Actually, I think I was 13. Yeah, I was 13. So never mind that, I was 13, and that I'm pretty sure that's the age limit when you can actually get Facebook. So hackers, the reason why I'm talking about hackers today is because of that reason. So a hacker is a person who uses computers to access your unauthorized data. But in my words, it's basically someone who uses their computer to hack into your personal information. So that could be passwords, details, or if you have your bank details or your bank card on your phone, as you can do with iPhones. They can hack all that, all your emails, anything that's on your phone they can hack. The thing that they try to do is take control of your computer, and it's quite easy for them to do because they're a hacker. So they'll probably do it in a couple minutes and then all your stuff's hacked. So when I had this happen to me, but it was on Facebook and it was on my laptop, I didn't really know anything more about it, so I just, my mum took over at that point because obviously I ain't got a clue what I had to do or whatever because I was 13. Also, when they hack your computer, it also slows down the internet. I don't know really why, but it's just research that I found on Google, and yeah. They can steal, so like I said, they can steal your passwords, your personal data, anything that's on your phone, they can steal it, and they can change it so that you can't log into those stuff. Like, they could log into your Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, your emails, stuff like that now. I know there's all new apps now, Instagram, Snapchat. They can hack into there, they can change your username and change your password so that you won't be able to get in. It's not really good on my account. So when they do hack your computer, they see everything. So they can see your photos, your messages, your numbers, other people's numbers, your apps that you have, your what's the word? Your personal photos. I'm pretty sure most of you know that what I mean. And this lighting is not really, it's kind of went a bit dark, right? There we go. So yeah, so they can see everything that's on your on any device really. They can do it on your phone, your laptop, your computer, your iPads, tablets, any device they can hack. Like right now they could hack my phone, but they kind of already did that one time. But that was to do with a scammer in my last video. That's how they scammed me the first time. Hacking can never be a really good thing. I mean, hacking, there's no really good thing about it. It's a bad thing to do. I mean, you can get in loads of trouble. They could delete all your accounts. They could send you prison for an awful long time. And I'm not joking. What else could they do? well, basically they could do anything because you're basically hacking personal information, which is not really good either. I've had to turn my brightness down again. I am on my ring light, so sorry if I keep changing the brightness, but I'm just trying to do it more better for you guys so that you can see me talking instead of a big brightness of just a normal person. So yeah, it's never a good thing to do, and you will get caught. Like you can get caught by the IP address, and they can locate your location, and then they can come and find you and arrest you and see what you've been doing on the laptop to hack others. There is one thing, there's not just one thing you can hack your personal data. You can hack businesses, because I recently watched a program, and this boy, he used to be very clever, and he had to get surgery, and now people think that he's not capable of doing anything. So to him that makes him feel sad, and he thinks the only thing that he can do is hack. So he wanted to prove to someone that that there's one thing that he can still do, which is hacking. So first he hacked into their school grades, and he got in, and then he wanted to try and hack into a business. Now he hacked into the business, but it took a lot of hard work to hack, and that's what I mean. Sometimes it can be easy to hack things, like what the boy did with the grades. He hacked in them within 5 seconds. Well, not really 5 seconds, but 5 minutes. But with the business, because it's a more higher security of people hacking into it, it obviously took a bit longer. So yeah, it can never be a good thing, hacking. And yeah, so do not hack whatever you do. You can get an awful lot of fun. Now there is many types of hacking. There's 7 types. So I'm going to tell you the 7 types of hacking, and then I'm going to tell you maybe 2 or 3 types of what they mean. So there's a hacker that is called Script Kiddies. There's one called White Hat, Black Hat, Organised Criminal Gangs, Nation States, Cyber Weapons Dealer, and Red Hat. Now that is what I got from the internet. Okay, so the 3 types of hackers is the White Hat hacker. There's also another hacker called the Grey Hat, and the Black Hat hacker. Each type of hacker hacks for a different reason though, a cause or both. But all the required skills are needed to accomplish their mission, which is basically, their mission is to hack into whatever they're trying to hack, basically. So I'm going to just explain some more information about what 3 types are they. So the first type I'm going to talk about is the Black Hat. Now, a Black Hat is basically the bad guys. They are the type of hackers who break into computer networks, who with purely negative motives such as gain or reputation. So obviously they're the bad guys, so you want to be careful of the Black Hatters. But it's actually called the Black Hat, not the Black Hatters. You know what I mean. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is the White Hat. So they're opposed to the Black Hat, so they're the good guys, which they're the ethical hackers who create algorithms to break existing internet networks and loopholes in them. The next things I'm going to talk about is the red hat. Now the red hat is the object of the red hat hacker is to find the black hackers, which is the bad guys, intercept and destroy their schemes. That's basically what the red hat does. Now, hacking can be a big threat to security because it's a really big threat to the system, because it's by hacking the system, they're creating a loophole or a backdoor in someone's system, in the computer system, and that system is connected to other systems, obviously, and so you're creating a backdoor to the entire system. Though you didn't want anything from the system, also it's crime. If you get what I mean. Now, if you don't know what I mean, but all that information that I've just read out is basically on Google. So I'm just using a bit of research and expanding it as well, and just saying my opinion and just give advice to you guys, to anyone that's gone through that, and hopefully you'll be able to stop it from happening again. I mean, I'm surely not going to let anything happen like that to me ever again. I will never get scammed again. I will never be hacked again. So please be careful what you use and what you share and what you keep. Okay, so now we can get into the main video, which is about my year in Scotland. Many people will probably think that I'm just talking about a load of rubbish, simply because they probably think that I really wanted to go and live there, but little did they know, they didn't know what was going through my mind at the time. And after the year that I lived there, between half the way, things started to change for me in my head. So I'm going to explain everything about how I felt. And hopefully this may bring some more light to them. So I'm going to talk about first when it happened. Okay, so this happened when one night my auntie from Scotland was down from Scotland, and they came to stay with us for the holidays, because up Scotland the school holidays were different from England. And so they came down when I was still at school, and then we were on Easter break, I think it was, and then on the day that I went back, the night before, my two aunties persuaded my mum to go and live with one of my aunties in Scotland. And then the next morning, it was around about 6 o'clock, which I don't usually get up for school when I did go, because the next day it was the first day back to school after the Easter holidays, and I was going to start my SATs, and I was all prepared for my SATs as well. My mum wakes me up and says, "Nicole, get dressed, you're going to Scotland." And I'm like, "I can't, I got school." It's like, "It's fine, just get dressed and get up." So I did. And I said, "Mum, what's going on? You're going to Scotland?" I'm like, "What?" I think I was in so much shock, I didn't know what to do, so I just listened to my mum and just did it. So I went to Scotland with my auntie. My mum had already packed a suitcase full of clothes. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? So then we got to Scotland, that morning. We got there about 3ish. I can't believe I actually remember the time, but that was the time we got there. I think it was 3, half 3. Did felt weird, and then later that night my auntie, I think she was doing my cousin's hair. Well, I think her sister was doing my cousin's hair, and she was talking to me, and she told me that my mum and me and my nan are going to live in Scotland. And obviously when I heard that, I was excited, because when I was little I always wished to go and live in Scotland for some reason. I think it was just to be with my cousins, my other cousins that I hardly got to see. So then obviously we had to stay in my auntie's house for a couple of months, and then we eventually got our own house. And then obviously I started school, like they got me into school the next day. My cousins went back to school. They went and spoke to him, and then I started school the next day, which was so fast. I did not expect. It was a bit different, the schools up there. I was a lot more shy than I was. I don't think I was ever myself at that school, because I didn't have my friends there, because obviously I live there now and here. And then, so anyway, and then obviously I started high school, because their primary school goes up to year 7, but they don't call it year 7. They call it P7, which stands for primary 7 basically. So then in secondary school I started in year 8, which is basically called S1 there, which is really weird. So I was a bit confused, but that's basically what year I would be in, I think. So anyway, I never really told anyone about how I felt. I think throughout a couple of months I didn't start to like it, because I missed my dad, and I never got to see my little brother grow up from a baby. I never got to see my uncle, my auntie, my other cousins that are down here, my granddad, and I just missed all that, really. You miss out on all that when you move from another place to another, and it was quite sad. But you know, that's life. You can't really do anything much when you're a child, and things change. You just got to follow and listen, really. So my feelings about living in Scotland, at first I was excited, but then as I said, throughout a couple of months I didn't start to like it. Like, I didn't like the fact that you had to walk down a hill just to go to the shop, or even just to go to the swimming pool, and the fact that you had to travel an hour on a bus to go to town. But in Scotland they didn't really call it town, it was called Oven, which is really weird. Like, I mean, that's an unusual name for town. And then they had this other place, it's called Down the Town, everyone calls, which is basically, it's only got a couple of shops like the bank, the council, some takeaway places, restaurant, Tesco. They call it downtown. For me, I would call that a centre, because that's just, I would call that something to do with wherever I went. centre. But if it was a town, it would have a whole lot more shops like Superdrug, Primark, stuff like that. But that's what they had in Oven, which is town apparently to them. But they call it Oven. So, and then after I had, I think it was the last week before we broke up for Easter, or I think it was the summer holidays, I heard that my mum and my nan were thinking of moving back to England. Honestly, when I heard that they wanted to move back to England, I was so happy, because I would get to see my dad, my brother, my sisters, my granddad, my cousins. Yeah, when my auntie came up to visit once or twice, and then my other auntie came to visit once. But it still didn't feel, I don't know, like it didn't feel normal. Well, it was normal, but it didn't feel like a home. Like, it was my home, but I think because I've been living in England all my life, most of my life, it's my home really. Scotland wasn't my home, even though I lived there for a year. Yeah. So then after, when I found out, obviously I was excited. The last week that we had there, my mum kept me off, because obviously that last week on the Friday, that was the day that we were leaving, because my uncle came to pick us up, because my dad arranged a van, and my uncle drove to Scotland to come and get us. And honestly, it should have been my dad. It was supposed to be my dad, but me and my mum were getting stressed out. My mum was getting stressed out because we just wanted to leave here, because my auntie and my mum weren't talking at the time when we left. Anyway, no mind that. So then my uncle came to get us and that, but the day before, I had to tell my little cousin. I wasn't supposed to, because I actually can't remember, but I wasn't supposed to, but I ended up telling her, because we were so close, and to be honest, she was all that I had there, was my cousin. And me and my cousin always hanged out every single day. We would have sleepovers at weekends, and it was just the best time ever. Only with Ruby, basically. I did have some friends there, but not a lot of friends that I had here. And then I told her, and she started crying. And then after, when we had to go back home, we went back home. I found out that Ruby told her mum, because I told her not to. I mean, not Ruby, my cousin. But she's been on my channel, but you probably know her. She did the slime making with me, so you probably know who you're talking about. She told her mum, and then the next day, so this was 2 days before, I think. The next day, I went to go and knock for her with my friend, and my auntie comes out and hugs me and starts crying. But before that, my mum told me that Sandra rang. I keep saying the wrong names. My auntie, I'm not gonna mention any names, but my auntie obviously spoke to my mum and said that she knows blah blah blah, because my cousin said to her mum. Anyways, so anyway, we hanged out. But before my cousin came out, I told her when we were leaving. And so I told her, and that was that. They were upset. I was upset, but I had to tell her. I couldn't leave without telling her. She was literally my best little cousin when I was there, living there. Anyway, I found out about how my dad felt when I came back to England and I saw my dad for the first time after a year. I literally didn't see my dad for a year. A whole year. Or my brother, or my sisters. That's the only people that I didn't see for a year. It was them and my granddad. Because two of my aunties came up. And obviously my uncle, when he came, picked us up to take us back here. So basically I didn't see my uncle, my uncle's kids, which is my cousins. And then obviously my dad and that. But when I found out about how my dad felt, I found out that my dad was really upset and heartbroken because he didn't want me to move there, and I didn't want to be honest. I lost my childhood house, the best room I've ever had. I had an amazing bed, a single, it was like a bunk bed, but underneath you could make a bed underneath and comes out a desk, which was amazing. I loved that bed. And I had a really nice mirror too. I remember some things there, but there was good memories and bad memories there in the house, but I really wish that we never moved from that house. I mean, if we didn't move, we wouldn't be in this rubbish house. I'd still have my childhood home. But anyway, when I found out my dad felt really upset and heartbroken, it really hurt me because I couldn't do anything about it, obviously, because I was 12 at the time. Yeah, I was 12. So what I said earlier about someone hacking my account when I was 13, I wasn't 13. I was probably 10. Or maybe 8. I can't remember. But anyway, it made me sad because I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't choose where to go, where to stay. And at the time, I didn't really have a choice. My mum told me to go, and I went. But to me, I thought it was just a little holiday. But on the day that I was meant to go to school, I was meant to be starting my SATs that week. And that would send my results to my secondary school that I was going to. And to help pick what class was right for me. I didn't get to do that. So yeah. Okay, so you've seen what I've felt, which is from the bottom of my heart about living in Scotland. I think I've covered about everything now. But there is one more thing that I did want to mention is I was bullied there once because when I was with my cousin, we were around some boys at the time, or they just saw us and they come over and talk to us, or They were being mean to us or something at the park, I can't remember. But I said something and they took the mick out of my English accent because obviously they've probably never heard an English person talk in Scotland. I obviously retaliated back because I wasn't having it. It did make me upset a little bit, but I told my mum and she said, did I say something back? And I said, yeah, of course I did. I mean, they were being mean to me. I would say something back. I think they swore to me and then I swore back. My mum didn't tell me off because obviously they said it first. So I think that will be the next subject that I'll be talking about in my next video, which I ain't got a clue when. But I am going to try and be more active. As you know, this is another video, even though I just uploaded up one, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So in the next video, I'll be reviewing all about bullying, which is an awful thing. There's two types of bullying. There's bullying and cyberbullying. But I think I will be talking about bullying first. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, subscribe, comment down below, put the thumbs up, put the bell on. And remember, comment to tell me anything you want to talk about. Well, not talk about, just anything that you want me to do. As you can see, I'm being more active now and I'm saying more stuff in my videos to have more content for you guys to be more entertained in my videos, because I know some of my videos may be a bit, I don't know, a bit boring or stuff that you want to see someone film as a YouTube channel. But anyway, it's what I like, but I also want to do what stuff you like. So I'm hoping to do pranks, challenges, tutorials. So please comment down below any of those 3 things that you would like me to do. A challenge, a tutorial or a prank. So just comment down below any challenge or tutorial or prank. Anyway, hope you have a nice day watching. Bye!